what's going to outperform. I've been Solana, and then I've been switching towards SUI, even though I'm on the foundation. So I've been granted tokens, but I've actually been buying in the open market because the chart versus every cross rate versus Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and choose your token, and it's about performing. So I'm like, okay, this is the signal that this may be the next chosen one. As the business cycle picks up, that's alt season. Now, why is that? It's pretty simple, because everyone has a bit more money.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the ISM picks up, still below 40, below 50. So it actually says a big part of the economy is still slow, and another part is racing ahead. So that means that corporate earnings are still slow. That means people's paychecks are slow. That means the bloke who owns the sandwich shop down the road, earnings are still a bit slow. All of that stuff. When it starts picking up, that compounding effect of the business cycle means more disposable income, means more investing, and then people go out the risk curve. So we still haven't got to that point. So we're still, and that's another reason maybe this whole breakout from the banana zone hasn't happened, is it really happens when the RSM crosses 50 to the upside. That's like a big signal.
Investors are looking to add cryptocurrencies to their portfolios before the bull market begins. SUI, Aptos, TON, and Solana can be added to their portfolio to make huge profits. TON Coin secured a $30 million investment, while SUI broke through key resistance levels. Since Telegram introduced mini apps in 2023, TON has grown rapidly, with a total value estimated at $403.5 million. Meanwhile, in mid-September 2024, TON Coin was trading around $5.50, down more than 18% from last month. So is SUI the next Solana? According to Raoul Pal, 100x might be possible if this coin breaks out like Solana. Before we move forward, if you want to stay updated with the latest crypto events and news, you can subscribe to our channel and like this video. Now let's get back to Raoul Pal's view on Solana and the overall crypto market.
What is an asset? An asset is future deferred consumption. It's something you buy today. You get rewarded for locking up your capital by excess returns for the future, and for that you can spend it in the future. Now, what's happening is our future selves are getting poorer because you can afford less. The investment banker, 25-year-old investment banker now can buy a fraction. Well, he can't even buy the house because you can't even get the mortgage on it anymore. So then you're missing out on that whole rung. And if you look at the stats of home ownership of 30-year-olds, it's collapsed if you compared it to 1983. All of the stats just show that they're just going to miss out on a big part of economic life, which is why so many people are driven towards speculative assets, because it's the only way of making it up. When you speak to somebody, I had this conversation today or yesterday, I'm like, why don't you invest in the S&P 500? They're like, how much does it make a year? 8%. And they're like, I'm never going to make enough money to retire or do anything. So therefore, they move to Bitcoin. If you speak to the average millennial now, they're under pressure because they're getting married. Some are having kids at the lowest rate in all history, and they haven't got a house, so they're trying to get a house. And so it's pushing them, as they get towards their 40s, that it's pushing them to become more speculative, not less speculative. Because we need to move forwards with our lives.
We need to keep pace.
Yeah. And that's the other thing about Bitcoin is people don't really, we all get so in the day-to-day stuff. Really, what we've created is a globally homogenous asset.
Yeah.
Right. You were in FX markets. We think of FX as globally homogenous. It's not. Go to a rice worker in the Philippines. They have no chance of buying dollars or pounds or anything.
Yeah.
So it's not a product. Gold, yes, but the bid offer spreads are so massive. So this is the only one, and it's fractionalizable. So whatever you earn, you can put 10% of your income in.
Raoul Pal believes that SUI has great potential as a major player among emerging blockchain platforms. SUI is outperforming other major cryptocurrencies such as Solana, which Paul finds remarkable. As of mid-September 2024, SUI was trading around $1.20 with a market cap of $3.3 billion. However, Paul believes that the SUI platform needs scalable applications to prove its long-term viability. Raoul Pal says that the altcoin market cap is on the cusp of hitting new all-time highs. He claims that the digital asset market could enter a crypto summer within a month when Ethereum, Solana, and other altcoins could see massive rallies. A crypto summer typically means rising prices, increased trading volume, bullish market sentiment, increased network development, and wider adoption. It's pretty normal for crypto spring to be marked by outperforming Bitcoin, and then as we head into crypto summer, which we're transitioning into, Ethereum starts to outperform Bitcoin. Paul also predicts that the cryptocurrency market will experience a crypto fall, similar to the cycles of 2013 and 2017, when the market extended its rallies even further. Many analysts believe that cryptocurrencies operate in 4-year cycles and divide the cycles into 4 seasons of the year to explain the different phases. Paul noted that since 2008, major economies have synchronized their debt rollover cycles, creating a predictable 4-year pattern aligned with the U.S. presidential cycle and the Bitcoin halving cycle. This synchronization arises from central banks' efforts to prevent systematic collapse by continuously depreciating currencies and rolling over debt. Paul estimates global currency depreciation to be around 8% annually, which he sees as paying off an 8% option on the entire system not to collapse. Against this backdrop, Paul sees Bitcoin as the standout asset, while the S&P 500 is barely keeping pace with the depreciation with 12% annual returns. Bitcoin has averaged 150% annual gains since 2011. Once you look at it like that, it makes it easier. That it's simply about owning the one asset that beats expectations. Paul estimates it will take about 6 years before AI and robotics fundamentally reshape the economy in ways that cannot be understood. His advice is to make as much money as possible before this paradigm shift. Paul rejects predictions of an imminent stock market crash, saying central banks cannot allow it due to systemic risks. Instead, he forecasts continued currency depreciation leading to asset inflation, with transformative technologies like AI, robotics, and blockchain creating a renaissance of innovation and productivity gains. It will be a renaissance. We will change the way humans live. Paul anticipates a big breakthrough for a crypto subsector. Gaming apps are approaching a new phase of adoption that could help drive growth for the digital asset class. When we start to see direct user applications, we start to see gaming. It starts to happen. This will be a big breakthrough. Paul adds that the expected surge in cryptocurrency adoption will not be limited to blockchain-based gaming. He says he expects crypto apps to see a massive surge in user adoption in the coming months. But we have a lot of these consumer apps. The old movement from Web 2 to Web 3, or from the old internet to the new internet. This is going to happen on a massive scale, and we're really going to start getting this cycle going. The entire space is going way up, projecting a 10x move for Solana and a 4x or 5x rally for Bitcoin from current prices. The bottom line is that there's always another tier 1 race, which is at the beginning when you don't have proven network effects. This trade is actually a good trade. It's not a bet where you put everything in, but this trade was the Solana trade of the last cycle, the Ethereum trade of the previous cycle.